Looks like I'm on camera. Just wanted to say I am not ready to go back to a regular schedule yet. But I thought I would start by just doing some random streams and then maybe uploading them to YouTube. And so I'll have some content on my YouTube channels too. And we'll see where it goes from there. But for now, we're just doing random streams at random times. And let's play a game. So I've been experimenting with a funny opening here. The Nimzo-Larsen attack. Actually, I've been using it for both offense and defense. So I play b6 as a defense and b3 when I have white. And we'll see how it goes. The idea is to get this kind of structure. And you have to be careful because of the queen checks. But if you can get the pawn to f4 and the knight to f3, then it's usually okay. Now the light squared bishop. I think I'll just kick that knight back. Sometimes the light squared bishop wants to go there, but I'll just move it here for now. So, yeah, we have a classical setup here from black as well. His queen side is undeveloped. I can trade off this knight when I want to. He wasted a tempo with that knight, but so I put the knight here to keep this bishop open. I wonder if I want to play c4 as well. Or d4. Just put my knight up there. Now the question you may be having is what kind of offense can you get with this kind of opening? So I think it's more like a wait and see opening. So he put his rook there. Let's bust up the queen side a bit. I'm wondering if I push my pawn here, he might just go here. So that would be the motivation for playing c4. Stop that pawn push or at least get a trade. Need to find a way to get some kind of open line here. Now I can push a5, and if he goes here with b5. Hey Timo, good to see you again. It's my first stream back. I'm not, as I said at the beginning, I'm not going to keep a regular schedule for a while. I'm just going to kind of stream randomly. So catch as catch can. Oh, it's a bad day for you. I'll keep that in mind. I just had some changes in my living situation. I had to take some time to readjust. And I'm still working on it. But I will. So do I want to take with the bishop here? Hit the queen? I guess I could have interposed the pawn take too. Anyway, yeah, so it's just going to be random for a while. See how things go, and then maybe I can settle into a schedule. Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Okay, so we get a open file, a half open file. Oh, he He gets a pawn to attack, huh? If he pushes here, and I can take, he takes, and I can take because it's defended by the knight and hitting the queen. So he does something else. He opposes the dark squared bishop. Well, let's see. If I go here, is he going to just trade everything off? I guess so. So I want to make this bishop a little bit uncomfortable. It's not that uncomfortable, is it? Well, I can kick it again. Interrupted by commercial midstream. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, this is starting to look bad. I can't take, and I can't retreat the bishop. Well, I can retreat the bishop. I mean, move the bishop. But he can take here, hitting my queen. So it's kind of a problem. He didn't do it, though. So if I just move the king, then he can have the pawn. I just have to avoid the fork. Bong bong. Like 2 minutes after you joined. Well, they sent me some email or messages about their ad policies and how they were going to do streaming differently. Okay, I guess I have to run this way. Oh, he's going to mate me anyway. It looks like it's all over. He's going to mate me anyway. So I didn't want to go here because the bishop will take here with check. But queen here will force me to that square. Well, then his queen will be under attack. I don't know. Well, anyway, welcome to the stream. Welcome to my return here, everybody. So Doughboy, he's starting to think here. He decided to go ahead and take there. Oh, taking first. Yeah, that's good. That was a good way to do it. And I was assuming he was going to do the queen check. But now the queen check is a big threat because it threatens mate. And my queen is under attack. So if I move the queen, I get mated. And what else? If I don't move the queen, I lose it. I think that's it. So anyway, when you're trying out a new opening, you sometimes get into trouble. Maybe I will... the first Wednesday this year, you're free from other hobbies. Well, it's good to have hobbies. Maybe I'll play a regular opening for a while. Play regular openings. If my opponent permits. Yeah, so he wants to bring this knight here and then here. So I just won't take the bishop. But yeah, this supports a knight to this square, right? So the knight could come here and then here, or a bishop there or something. So lucky accident. Let's kick that bishop. He goes back. Okay, so let's hit this bishop and see if I can finish developing here. The way White played the Sicilian is it's not a main line, but it's not that bad. And I probably didn't handle this in the best way. He wants to get his queen up. Why? I guess why not? If your queen can come out, why not? Okay, let's put this here. Oh, maybe he's going to go here with the knight. Is that the idea? There with the bishop. He does like poking into my structure here. Ah, I see. Takes. He can take. Feels like there ought to be something here. How about knight here to hit his queen? I mean, he can take my bishop with check, I guess. But I can take back with the queen. So I'm still defending against the mate. That's kind of the danger here. So he takes, I take back. Anyway, thank you all for still remembering me. So he takes there. Maybe rook takes. He left two pieces hanging, but I can only take one at a time, so it's all okay for him, I guess. Now this knight is hanging. Goes there. So double my rooks. I think so. And then I can put the rook here and the knight here or here. He could, keeping with his earlier play, he could try and bring the queen in. Seems to be his style. Well, I can take the rook. I mean, I can take the knight. He takes the queen. I take back, he takes back. I guess that's no good. I'll just grab a pawn. When in doubt, take a pawn. Now we're even. He could put his, he didn't do it. He could have put his rook there, pinning my knight. Might have been a bit awkward for me. But I guess I could have moved my queen. So yeah, he went there, going after the pawn. Let's attack his stuff too. We both have back rank problems here. Aha, and he fixed his back rank problem, yeah. So I give this check. Maybe I'll just poke his knight. If I push here and the knight moves, I can take this pawn. And that also gives me an escape square. And thank you for the follow, Wiku. I guess he can go here. He can go here. Threatens my pawn and threatens a fork. He did it. Oh, how mean. Okay, let's go here. Now I can take a pawn, and he can take a pawn. That's probably what I should do. I have 2 pawns hanging, but he can only take 1. So he chose that one. I choose you. Pikachu. Let's see. So I could go here. How about if I push? What does he do? He pushes maybe? Oh, I just defend it. He can't actually attack it if I just defend it, so I can do that. Looks kind of drawish here. Maybe I could go like knight here and pawn here, but then yeah, it's a pin. He's got a pin. Okay, so he just decides to keep my king. Oh, I'll take the draw. Yeah, I don't think we could move these things around a lot, but I don't think we would get very far except if one of us made a mistake. Okay, I'm black, and we got G3. Oh, look at that, a double fianchetto. Wanted to get my knight up here, defended by the bishop before you got the bishop there. Now I could. Now my knight is free to move, so this pawn is not hanging. Now I can continue with this, which is the move I wanted to play. Just normal development. Okay, so this is looking like a reverse Benoni kind of structure with the c4 here. I push, he takes, I take, takes, I take, he takes. Ah, I can't actually push the pawn. So it's not a Benoni structure, it's something else. Very interesting. So if he takes, that helps me. So let's try and encourage him to take. Can I move my knight here to here? Let's try this first. Knight here would annoy his bishop. And if he puts a rook here, it'd be a fork. So it keeps him from developing his rook or his queen to the e1 square. So he does take, yeah. That's what I wanted to see. See, now I've got a diagonal for my light squared bishop. So I can put the knight here. Where is his bishop going? Here. This is under attack. But this is a whole bishop. This is just a pawn. So let's take there. That way I don't have to worry about it, and play here. So opened up the diagonal for his bishop, but you know, he can attack that pawn, I guess. I guess I can defend the pawn or push it. If I push it, his knight goes here. I think defending the pawn is better. The bishop can drop back to, this square. And I can kick the knight, which doesn't have too many safe squares to go to. And then I can find a way to develop these pieces. It's kind of what I wanted, that pawn on a light square. Okay, so he's back there now. Put the rook here so I can move the bishop. I can develop the bishop here and here and attack this pawn. Okay, he's going to attack my bishop, it looks like, but I can retreat to here. So I grab the pawn. Oh no, I didn't notice that it was defended. Oh, that was an oversight. I thought that was undefended. Let's get a new game. Okay. Bobby Fischer, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a Queen's Gambit. Oh, the Austrian defense. Not supposed to be very good, but I don't remember that guy as a pro. Yeah, that Bobby Fischer guy. Watch out for him. How am I supposed to do this? I can take the C pawn or the D pawn. Guess I'll take that way. Now if I take here, let's see, I can bring the queen. Oh, I can't do that. I have to bring this knight out first before I can bring the other knight out, which will give him time to play here. I mean, there's some kind of trick where he can pin the knight. That's a different opening, I guess. Okay, so should I take here or push or defend? Could just defend. He's going to give me an isolated queen's pawn. I'll live with that. He's not going to give me an isolated queen's pawn. . Let's see. I guess he could win a pair here. Win a pawn here. He doesn't want to do that, though. He didn't want to win the pawn. He just wanted to give up his bishop. He's desperate to trade queens. That is funny. Well, he's undeveloped, so trading queens probably helps him, huh? See, if I went here, well, I could go here with the check first. Just to avoid trading queens. Or trade them on my terms. He has to either move the king or move the queen. To block. So he chose to move the king. Okay, so knight here is check. King will go here or here. And where do I put my knight? I think I'll just retreat the knight, hit the pawn. So the next step is to, oh, he didn't let me do that. I was going to push this pawn and bring this bishop out and check his king again. Was there another check? Or are you talking about that check with the knight? Oh, the king is boldly going forth. Oh, check with the queen. So now there's a check with the knight. Can't go here and can't go here. So he goes to one of these. He can't go here or here. So he goes to this square. Gives me an idea. Okay, so first of all, let's check for mate. So I check here. He has to take the knight. Then I move the pawn. That's check. And the king can't go back. It has to go forward. Then it's almost a mate. But after he goes forward, I check here. Okay, so we can set up a mate this way by protecting the knight, and then the check here is mate. You don't think this was part of Bobby Fischer's plan? I see, a good move. That was a good move. He can now go here. So how do I bait this guy? How do I mate you, sir? Bring the rook out. Oh, a rook? I could have taken the rook with check. I suppose that would have been good too. Well, I mean, I kind of feel like I'll win no matter what I do, but that kind of thinking can get you in trouble. One, two, one, two, one, two, three. Yeah, so I'm 2 pawns up. That's probably a winning advantage. I could have taken the rook in the corner, huh? I just missed that. Poor Bobby Fischer here seems to be struggling. Oh, he decided to defend his bishop. Here, let's take a few more pawns. Okay, here, let's advance the queenside pawns. More pawns. If 2 pawns is not enough, get 4. I guess, there's only 41 seconds left, so I might make a mistake here. Yeah, I did that. I was going to say the way to... more pawns. I should probably move my rook away from the bishop. He could move his king here and fork the 2 pieces. Although the bishop is now, the rook is now protected. So let's see, what's the way to do this? Ah, he discovered my Achilles heel there. Trade bishops was bad. Question mark. I didn't see the bishop trade, but what I should do is check his king twice and trade rooks. And I will. And I'll bring my king up. Okay, he gave up. I don't know. I just needed to find a simple way to win because I was short on time. Oh, check with the bishop. Yeah, either trade or win bishop. Yeah, that would have simplified things too. That would have been good. Chess Kings. T. Yeah. Definitely a good idea to trade there. So we're playing the old Rui Lopez, not the Berlin, like all the world champions are candidates. I guess I'll do this. He just defended. Do we want the bishop out anyway? Can I get the bishop out? I think I can. Meaning it is safe, I think. Seems to be safe. Now I just castle here. Defend here. He's going to put his knight there, which will be very annoying. Very annoying indeed. Yeah, he just did it. He did it. So he wins a pawn here because of this move. Oh, but he took with the bishop. Okay. Well, maybe he mates me with his queen and knights. But if he had taken with the knight, I have to take back with a pawn, and then this bishop could have taken this pawn. Here. See, knight takes, pawn takes, and then bishop takes here. Okay, push this pawn. Maybe he's going to try and push my queen around a bit. I do want to get this guy off the back rank. Now he's going to put a knight here. Yes, this is a bad position for me. I want to put my knight here, but then he can take here because it interferes. Yes, and you know, he can get his queen to a position where it takes there anyway. I will defend with the rook. Now I could put the knight here, but then he could take it. So I could take one of the knights and then put the knight here. But then this pawn is hanging. If he takes with the bishop, and my rook is hanging. All bad. So I'm going to lift my queen up here and bring the other rook over. Maybe I could take this knight now. Oh, he thinks he can take there. That's exciting. Oh, because of the fork. And this is pinned. Very clever. But I can take... he He takes my knight first. I mean, he takes my rook first, and then he takes the queen. So what is that? It's a rook and 3 pieces versus 2 rooks and 1 piece. So I'm actually up a little bit in material, except for the pawns. He's got a bunch of pawns. So what's the best thing to do? Best thing to do would be to trade off that bishop, I guess. And try and grab some pawns. Trade it off for a knight, ideally, because 2 bishops, yes, 2 bishops against a pair of rooks is a good thing. Here I can grab a pawn. Here maybe. Where is a spot for the bishop? Here. So he's going to come in here with a check, or come in here to attack my bishop. If I go back here, he can't check me. At least not right away. Yep, so he goes there. Now I want this bishop somewhere where he doesn't kill me. About here. Can take the pawn, huh? Too bad. Okay, well I can go here. Need to kind of untangle here a bit. So yeah, it ended up not winning a pawn. But his rook and bishop are kind of trapped over here. The rook has no moves. The bishop has moves. Oh. Okay, I can't take it because of that. It's needed for defense of the knight. Defense of the realm. Mr. Chess King is thinking, okay, so let's step up with my king. He can step with his king. I can go here. Or should I just go over and defend the knight? So that my bishop will be free to move. Oh, I can't take because of the darn pin again. I want to take that bishop. Ah. So he goes there. So now the rook has a few spaces it could go to. It's a really difficult game. More than a few pawns. Yeah. I was being optimistic. wants to go there. Okay, let's attack this bishop then. Goes there, attacking the knight. Knight's defended. Can't attack his rook, though, from where I am. It's almost a Zugzwang position. I'll be able to put my bishop here and force a trade, which may be lightening things up a bit. Here, let's trade. Yeah. I didn't want to trade it for a bishop. I wanted to trade it for the knight, but he's avoiding that, so we will do the bishop trade. So knight here hits these two pawns. Kind of leaves this in a bad way, but what is you gonna do? Can't have everything. He can attack this pawn now. Yeah, let's clear out some of these pawns here. I see. Now it's going to be a problem. I go here, he's going to go here with check, and I can't step back to defend the bishop. Well, let's get somebody new. Okay, Sicilian. And E6 Sicilian. The Khan. Huh. Not the usual move. Usually they move the queen up next. Just wants to get rid of that pawn. He doesn't want a castle. Let's see if I can maintain a pawn there. I don't know if this is a reasonable way to play. I may be going for too much here. Oh! The queen, but it was defended. Oh! But it's a check. Too many things. Too many things going on. So yeah, bishop here check would have won the queen back. He's avoiding all my tricks. What am I to do? Resign. Resign is an option for sure. But we'll see. I do have very active pieces. I just have one fewer of them than my opponent. Okay, threaten mate, but it's defended. Oh, I keep doing things like that. Queen here and move the bishop with tempo. He's just going to get a knight there. It's just going to be too slow. No, I wonder if there's a way to no, I don't see a defense. Okay, David Contreras. So I'm gonna try b6 again. Oh, it was b3, I think, the other time. This is the English defense against d4 or c4 when you play b6, English defense. And the idea is to get this structure with the pawns and get the knight here and then get castled. You need the knight to keep the queen coming in to these squares and giving you a check. Now this bishop can go here or there. It has a number of squares it can go to. But I'm going to do it this way. Hey, Super Trooper, how you doing? Okay, so I can put a knight up here. First, let's bring this knight out. That's so the bishop can retreat along this diagonal if he pushes again. It wasn't necessary, was it? I could have just taken it. Looking forward to hauls from work. Nice, nice. Good to take some time off. So, how do I break this guy open here? Mackie D's. I could start with this. It's hitting here and threatening a fork. He's not taking time to castle. And his bishop isn't even out. So there's something suspicious about his position. Let's try and break through here. It was okay. Now, do I want the knight here or the queen here? Like, yeah, this is could have gone here. You know, he could have taken my pawn when I put it up there. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't. So I put this pawn up. He takes. I take. I can hold that. If he pushes, then I can reroute my bishop. And it also gives the knight a square, which is nice. So I put my queen up, and then the knight could go here to here. And yeah, this bishop needs to come back into the game somehow, like this maybe. I should probably do that first and then move the queen. He can always trade this knight off if he wants to. But he wants to do this. Well, that's interesting. But can't I just take it? Can't I just take? Oh, yeah, I guess I could. Okay. Forgot my queen was on that square, maybe. Well, that's the kind of mistake I've been making. So I will take it. Grandi, 1867. Grandi, I've seen you on YouTube. Wow. Does that show up? No, it doesn't show up. You sent me a message. So I just wrote to him that I'm on Twitch now. Okay, what have we got? Oh, just he played f5 and then brought the knight out. Interesting way to respond. So it's like a Dutch versus an English. It is a Dutch versus an English. Now, do I want to get tricky and try to do e4, takes. Okay, so I can't develop the knight here, but I can develop it here. And then I can get castled. See how we doing on tea here. A little bit left. So what's he thinking about? Is he going to... Oh, he's just going to kick it. Well, take once. Or not. Yeah, I don't really want to take that knight. Because the bishop will come back and get on a good diagonal. The bishop will take back. If I move the knight, he'll take here. If I put my knight here, he gets a tempo move with his knight, but I guess it's okay. I guess it's all right. Got to get castled soon. It'd be nice if I had a rook here. Support the knight to that square. Or maybe this knight here, and this knight here. That could work too. But I'd still like to get castled. Come on, develop your light squared bishop. You know you want to. No, he wants to do that. Yeah. And now your knight's in the way of the light squared bishop. Okay, I could have played pawn up, but this is fine too. And I get castled. There we go. And we kick the knight. Okay, now I could put a knight here. Put a knight here. Let's start with the rook move, because then I want to have a follow-up with the knight. If he takes the knight, I'll take with the bishop. Otherwise, the knight might come in here. Or the other knight might come in here. Okay, he developed his light squared bishop. Yeah, so knight here. This will force an exchange, I guess. That seems good for me. Now this pawn is a little weak. Got to watch out for it. Got to develop the dark squared bishop. Could develop it here. Trade for the knight. Because knight here is pretty good for him. Okay, here or here maybe. Let's do this thing. Let's do that one. There. Oh, so he doesn't want to give me time to trade. Is there a value in an exchange sacrifice? I take the bishop, queen takes. Take the knight, then he can take the queen again. I could put my knight here. And the queen has to move, but yeah, it would take the rook. So that does not work. Now I can put the knight here. So I go here, bishop takes, pawn takes, and I'm threatening to take his knight. Or the queen moves and I'll take his knight anyway. Oh, he's threatening to take my bishop. So bishop takes, I got to take here. He can take this pawn. Yeah, didn't see my bishop was hanging. It was not a good sequence for me. Oh, lucky. Lucky. Yeah, I think he could have won a piece there. Somehow. Let's see, I can bring this rook into the game. I can take this pawn. Yeah, here let's defend here. He's going to, I see, he's going to push a pawn when I do that. Yeah, so maybe he gets the piece back anyway. Okay, so I defend first. Bishop e7. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, anyway, my idea was first to defend. So let's do that. Let's see if he wants to kick the bishop and force me to e7. Otherwise, I can take this pawn, and then the bishop will have an escape square back this way. So what it would be even if we traded these pawns. 3 versus 2 and 3 versus 2. Materially even, and bishop versus knight. So knight there, 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 there. If I go here, the queen could move, and then I could take the rook with check, or could he take the pawn? I take the queen, he takes the queen. Take the rook. Yeah, I think he can take the pawn. Ah. That's why he wanted the knight there. Okay, let's chase the queen away. Oh, could have moved the bishop, hitting the rook maybe. Yeah, I think he gets the pawn if he wants it. Oh, he doesn't want it. He doesn't even want it. I thought he was doing all that just to get the pawn. Okay. And so, what does this mean? I have an idea. The skewer might have been there before. All right. Did he resign? Yeah, he resigned after that. Yeah, he was just getting low on time. Bad bishop for queen trade. Lose rook. Bishop e7, lose rook. Did I lose the rook or did he lose the rook? Or did he have a loose rook? Anyway, I think here I was losing a piece. If we go backwards, sorry. Oh, we should do it on the analysis board. Back, 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 back. Yeah, I think I just blundered here. Because he put the knight there hitting the queen. Yeah, he's just a little bit better. And I should play h4 defending my bishop, or I should retreat my bishop. But instead, I put the knight there. Yeah, now it's -3, so he's got a way to win a piece here. Starts by taking, yeah, that's right. And I tried taking that. Yeah, I mean, other things are even worse. You know, the simplest is this, and I'm just down a piece. So I tried to complicate things, which was even worse because he could take here, hitting my rook. So the real mystery is why he took my bishop instead. Because now we're back to just -1. Interesting. Oh, I was thinking of giving up the rook by moving my rook to where the knight was covered. Where knight covered it. Yeah, okay, I was considering a bad move, huh? Oh yeah, I was talking about putting the rook somewhere where it would chase the queen, but the rook, yeah, in this kind of situation, I was talking about putting the rook there, but the knight could just take it. Yeah, yeah, a lot of misthinking there. Anyway, let's play another game. A lucky win for sure that time. Uh-oh, he didn't play a move. You saw how I defeated that other 1800 player and didn't want to play me. Okay, well, let's go back to b3, the Nimzo-Larsen. We're going to learn how to play this. Okay, he's not even trying to refute it. Just not even trying. So maybe I'll try putting the bishop here and then castling. He's got the fork. The pawn fork, that's kind of irritating. Could drop the bishop back. I could move the pawn forward, but then I'd have to defend it. Here, let's try first a bishop here. Okay. Well, Setme is moving very fast. I don't know if those are good moves, but they were quick. And that counts for something. Did I run out of places for the knight? It's looking a little close. Looking a little dicey. Anyway, I think I'll play, maybe I'll take the bishop first and then play d3 here. Okay, Setme has now started to think. That's a good sign. I could also try and bring this knight out this way, but that's slow, and he could play b5 to prevent it. Oh, he moved the bishop. Okay. So if I move the pawn, he takes, I take, knight takes, queen takes, pawn takes. It's all defended. I don't know if he will take everything like that, but it's a way to get rid of this annoying pawn. Give my knight some more room. Nicodemonius, thank you for the follow. Nicodemonius. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Forgot about that one. Okay, so the piece count is even, right? I got 3 pieces. He's got 3 pieces, but he's going to win the exchange at least. Because I have 2 pieces hanging. Got the knight hanging, and I've got the rook hanging. So I'll defend the rook. Oh, something else was hanging here too. His queen was hanging. Oh, it's not hanging. Could have taken his queen though, and that would have reduced the pressure on the knight. Anyway, I got my queen on this good diagonal, so knight here check. Potentially dangerous. Like winning the queen. How about knight here first? Oh, then he's going to take the take this knight. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Ah, I let him take the knight. So I go with the knight here. He could take with the queen or the bishop. If he takes the queen, the knight here check wins the queen for 2 pieces. So he takes with the bishop. I go here check. The king goes here. I go here check, and I win the queen again. So I can play this. Yeah, I missed the fork earlier, perhaps. JK, you may be right. Maybe we can look at that after the game. But there's definitely a fork here now. I'm sure he'll spot it, because otherwise why would I leave a piece hanging, and why did I think for so long? He might think it's safe to take with the bishop, but this is a pretty well-known configuration in the corner. The queen on the diagonal. Pretty well-known and dangerous. Also, yeah, actually, if he takes with the bishop, I'll take the queen. So he's got to move the queen. And then I get the check. So depending on where he moves the queen. Oh, I get the check. I see. The queen is defended by the knight there. That's good. That's good. So I get the check, but then I don't get the discovered check anymore. Yeah, I think he figured it out. I don't really want to give up the queen. The queen on the diagonal was like my trump card in this position. I could go check here, and if the knight takes, then I can take the queen. If the queen takes, then I can do the check with the knight again. So he'll move the king. Knight here check, he moves the king. Then I take this knight. He takes my queen. Probably doesn't work. Probably doesn't work. Well, we can reconsider after he moves the king. I could, if the king goes here, I could take the bishop with check. Might be nice. And take his queen, and then save my knight here somehow. Knight here. Knight here to here, something like that. At the end of the day, I have a loose pawn here if I don't take off the bishop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're actually materially even still. Crazy looking position, but even. Oh, so he did do the queen take. So he was not seeing this trick. Oh, because he can defend. Aha. That's what he saw. He saw something I didn't see. Yeah, good. Well spotted. He did see. He saw, and I did not. So, yeah, I'm down a rook. Let's get a new game. Yeah, that's you gotta sometimes look one step deeper. That was an instance of just not seeing the. So he had that defense earlier. He had the same defense earlier. If he lets me, I'll chase his his bishop back down. I'll chase his bishop back into the corner. This is not an opening line that I'm aware of. I'm just freestyling here. Normally I play the short system with the bishop on e2, but I decided I wanted to just get rid of that bishop. Yeah, that was a very nice defense. Queen supported by the knight, blocking the discovered check. I wonder if there was a place I could have moved the knight that would cover both squares the queen could go to. Probably not. I mean, maybe there was. Right? It was the queen was blocking here. My knight was here. Yeah, if I'd moved my knight here, I could have grabbed the queen while I was trying to block. Huh. Okay. So anyway, let's get castled. Okay. So bishop has been blocked in by his own pawns. I could do knight here. You'd have to move that bishop again. Do I want to put the knight there and have him trade? Get rid of this bishop. And I can still go here. Seems like I've kind of clamped down on his position here. Here is the catch. So he's hitting this pawn, and he's hitting this pawn. But can he take this pawn? Yeah, he can. He can take it. Okay, so I should defend that pawn and give this one up. Oh, he may get a second pawn here. Well, the knight's defended, but the rook is not. And when I move the knight, then this pawn will be in trouble. How about I trap the queen? I let the queen take the rook, and then I trap it. Is that possible? Say queen here. He takes the rook, and then I move the knight, and the queen has no moves, right? Well, the queen can take the other rook. But he just trades. Okay. Knight here to here, knight here to here. I guess going this way makes more sense. Knight to this square, here to here. Looks good. Okay, that knight is not going anywhere, but it is getting out of the way of this pawn, so he can stop me from going to this square. Let's push some pawns on the queen side. So I am down a pawn, but I have the bishop pair. His lone bishop is a pretty sad-looking piece. Okay, now I've got a weakness here I can attack or target. He almost has the fork there, but not quite. He could play here. Well, I need to drop this bishop back and move this knight out of the way, and then I'm targeting this guy by trading his knight and taking here. Aha, so he decided to defend. Now I can play here. Knight here, he can't take it because I'll take his rook with check. and I'm hitting the bishop. Aha. Okay, I can take this bishop, but that's kind of a worthless piece. Play here. Let's see, take the knight, then take the bishop. Doesn't work. Yeah, I want him to vacate this square so I can push the pawn with check and take his rook. It's not happening. Okay, I'll just retreat for now. I didn't have to move yet, but it was going to cause trouble eventually. Eventually. The knight went there, but why are you doing that? Where are you going from there? Okay, I go here, he takes, I take, he takes. I take there with check. He takes my rook. So let's go here. So pawn here, he takes, I take with check. So he can't take it. That just leaves the knight undefended. Oh. He had an idea. Okay, that freed my bishop. Back there, I guess. Maybe I should have just taken this pawn. But I wanted to do that. And then step my king up here. Yes, that's fine. So now, bishop here, knight here. Let's do the knight. Trade the knight and take here. Oh, bishop goes here first. Hitting his rook. Then I trade the knight and take the pawn. Okay, so bishop here. Actually, the rook has no moves. when he put the king there, it blocked the retreat of the rook. Okay, so he takes there. Oh, then he could take the knight, which he didn't do. I don't know what this is. What is that? I'm going to take it. Whatever it is, I'm going to take it. Well, let's put my king here first, just to securely blockade these pawns, and then I'll take here if he hasn't defended it. So 2 rooks and a knight versus 1 rook and a bishop. Should be a win. Oh, I see. Put his king there to defend this pawn, so he was free to move his rook. That was his idea. Yeah, it's nice to spot your ideas, opponent's ideas sometimes. Let's take this pawn. I'm sacrificing this one voluntarily. There's a nice check here. Oh, shoot. I didn't think about that one. So now it's just a bishop versus a knight. So I can just start pushing this. This pawn, unfortunately, is on a square where the bishop protects it. Here, let's attack the bishop. Love. Giving me love. Yeah, that was crazy. Here, let's go back. Actually, I wanted to check that previous game. Ah. Yeah, so I needed to get my, I mean, I could have moved the knight here. I could have moved the knight here with a discovered check, and then he can't block with the queen, because the knight's covering those 2 squares. But he could block with the pawn, and his queen's not under attack. So, but the computer's pointing out I have a mate in 5 here. So I should have played here. It's a double check. And if the king goes back, then it's mate. Whoa. So there was a serious threat here. And the rook and the queen are guarding this file, so the bishop is guarding these squares, so he's got to take the pawn. Yeah, isn't that amazing? And then the queen comes here, and he still can't go anywhere but this square. And then the queen can mate in a variety of ways. Looks like this is the cutest. I almost put my queen here where it would get taken. But so actually I was winning that game. That was a very interesting game. A lot of tactics, including some that we didn't see. So if I'm sorry, I wanted to back up to this point where I played the knight move. And it's just even here. But he went there. Oh no, he played the right move, and I should take it. So when I do the check, that's bad. But when he takes the knight, that's bad. So he should take my queen. Yeah, I think that's what I... What? Oh, he can't take my queen. Queen takes e7. No, queen takes e7 is good. Okay, that was the right answer. Then the knight move. Check. So where did he blunder? He blundered by moving his king there where I had a double check. Okay, if he went to this square, then he's just winning. But he blundered into that double check thing. Okay, well, found things I did not expect there. Yeah, it's his response that was bad because it walked into the double check. Interesting, anyway, all those tactics on the diagonal. Oh, lol! your keyboard did a thing on you. It wasn't love; it was lol. Yeah, it was funny. Funny ending to that game. Oh, the 1 hour gambit. He allows the 1 hour gambit. Does he know what he's getting into? Yeah. Blunder and counter blunder. Okay, let's see. So he can bring this knight out attacking here. And my queen. I think I'll pause to defend my pawn. In advance. Funny position, right? I've got my queen developed and nothing else. If I go here, he can hit me again with the other knight. So I'll go all the way back here. But I have an advanced pawn. If he checks me here, I can block. Maybe e3 might be a good move here. Chip away at my center. Yeah. Because I sort of have to take. If I leave it there, he'll take, I take, and then the knight takes. So, oh, I could develop. Let's develop. Yeah, I can castle, but it's kind of a move too late. Sad to say. Yeah, let's block here. So the only disorganization in White's position is that knight. I did manage to get the knight to a weird spot, but he's rectifying that. So I got to get my queen out of trouble there. So you got to develop my bishop. I have this defended. I do have a passed pawn here in this position. And if I develop my light squared bishop, then my rooks can come over and defend it too. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that, huh? I played that too quick. Let's see. So I can take the bishop. He can take the rook queen. If I move the queen, he takes the... if I move the queen, he takes the bishop. If I defend the bishop, he can play pawn to g4. Which maybe is the best move, all things considered. I can at least pin the pawn. So pawn to g4, queen to g5, pins the pawn and hits the rook. And then if he saves the rook, I can save the bishop. So I guess it's okay. So he just takes. A reasonable response. Okay. Open lines everywhere. Let's attack the king. While my opponent is busy grabbing pawns, let's mate him. Okay, I can actually take here with check. King takes, rook here, check. If he brings the rook over, I can take it. Let's go ahead and do that. Whatever he puts here to block, I can take. Now, if I take with the queen, it'll provoke a queen trade. He can step up, I can step up. What kind of endgame is that? His rook is over here. He gets the first move. But his rook is behind the pawn, so is mine. I think I'll keep the queens on for now. He does have that check. I could put my rook here. He could take the pawn. So he wants the queen trade. Is this so good for him, really? Well, thank you, MSK. Is that, are you the MSK with the YouTube channel? Mir Sultan Khan? Let's see, how about if I just defend my pawns here? Nope, you're not. Okay. Just curious. So he will go there. I could go here. Yeah, he's threatening to take here. So anyway, let's activate the rook. Very important. Anyway, we've got a trade where his rook was not attacking anything. The other trades, the rook was, yeah, attacking things. It's true. This is going to be hard to defend, isn't it? Okay, looks like I need to get over and defend that pawn from queening. So he was right. It was a good endgame for him. Well, I'm going to resign in a minute here. So let's see his endgame technique. Pretty good. Keeping my king in a box and queening the other pawn. Anyway, yeah, I don't see any need to play that out. He was going to torture me for a while. So that might have been okay, that endgame. I don't know. Maybe I blew it. Yeah, we haven't played a French yet. Here we go. Got an advanced variation. From the US. From the west coast of the US. The Pacific time zone. Ska234, thank you for the follow. And MSK, thank you for the follow. Oh, this is an unusual spot to pause. Did he get interrupted or something? I mean, this is all just opening. Standard opening theory. Next move is knight here or bishop here. Yep. There we go. So he put the bishop here. He just had to go check this opening line in his book. So he's playing the Milner-Berry Gambit, which is an interesting gambit. So you can take this pawn. You couldn't take it a move before because you needed the bishop here to block the check. There's a trick. But now you can take it. So it is a true gambit. Even if he tries to pin that... See, this is where the trick is. If you didn't have this bishop here, then he could move here with a check and the queen would take your queen. Yeah, so I drew the check wrong before. but that's the idea. So I think it may be possible to take this pawn, but I think it's a bit dangerous. Where is the knight going to go? The knight is going to go here or here. I think you just get the queen out of trouble next. I don't actually know the theory after this. But, you know, black snagged a pawn. White's looking for compensation. Set up for a nice attack on the king side here. But the knight's in the wrong spot. And I think black's plan is to defend. Just defend. So if I go here, you might put the rook on c1. So I'll go all the way back. You know, with the rook here and the queen here, there would be like a knight here with a double attack. It might amount to something. Hard to say. Anyway, I'm trying to keep the knight out of this square because I don't want it coming here when I bring this knight out. So I'm kind of, what's the word? I'm kind of provoking him a little bit here. I'm making all these pawn moves and going backwards with my queen. Provocative play. That's what they would call it, I think. Yeah, so he's got these other good squares. You could also put the bishop in here. Anyway, let's get this knight going. If he puts the knight here, I guess I can move my bishop to here, defending this square. So I put the... Yeah, this might be... I might be getting into trouble here. I may have taken too long. Okay, well, one thing I could do is I could take the knight, hitting his queen. And if the queen takes back, then I can take the bishop. Sorry, if the queen takes back, I can't take the bishop. I'm missing that a lot lately. These little tricks. He can put his bishop here. Because if I take, I lose the rook. That's what I get for not developing. Maybe I should have blocked with the knight. I can still block with the knight. He puts the bishop here. I put the knight here. He takes, I take. He takes. Then I can develop this bishop and castle. He gets his pawn back at least, looks like. At the least, he gets his pawn back. Yeah, I might look at this game afterwards because I do kind of want to learn how to play this particular line better. I've been on it several times. See where I went wrong, or if I have gone wrong. So I moved there with the queen. Yeah, so let's just move the knight. And then he pins. Okay, same idea, different order. After I castle, then I can take the bishop. Well, if he does that, I should defend the knight. Then I don't lose a pawn, right? Won't be the best pawn structure in the world, but... And this does threaten to take the bishop. Another way of threatening the bishop. So he just runs, I castle, everybody's happy. Now I'm threatening to take this pawn. Probably could have taken it the move before. Yeah, he's run low on time and he's lost the thread. Just put my... Oh, no. What did I do? Of course, I should have taken his queen. Yeah, that's amazing. Here, let's go to the analysis board. Turn this on. And see what we got here. Turn this on. So this is just all normal. Theory. Okay, so now this is the Milner-Berry Gambit. Castling there, not bothering to defend this pawn. So taking is right. Taking is right. Ah, yeah, actually, best for white is not to take back. Just to keep developing, leave pieces hanging. But he went ahead and took, and then he played here, went there. So it didn't like me running with the queen. It wanted me to play a6 right here. Okay, yeah, a6 is an important move to keep the knight out of this square. I was thinking I didn't need to play it right away because the bishop was guarding that square, and the queen here would guard it as well. But the queen is going to get kicked around, and the bishop is nice to keep there. So I should have played a6. That's what I'll do next time. So anyway, in the game, I played here. And then it's back to even. He has compensation for his... That was a mistake, huh? So what is the move? Oh, the move is d4. Yeah, there's a good move. Let's see. I'm threatening to take here, and if he moves, then I take there. Yeah, that just wins. Okay, okay. Pay attention to the bishop move when you do that. So what was his best move to equalize here? Queen b6, queen f3. Yeah, and white has good development. That's the compensation for the gambit. So it's not bad for white if you want to learn to play the Milner-Berry Gambit, but technically speaking, it's a bit of a mistake. It's a bit better for black. Okay, here we're getting near the end of our session here. I think I'll play one more game, see if I can finish on a win instead of a loss. Back to Sicilian. Oh, I should have played e5, I guess. Interesting choice. The two knights. And not playing bishop move at all. Or d. Not playing d4. So I'm gonna put a bishop out here to stop d4. And I'll put a pawn here to blunt his bishop. David, Arvid, no, I'm going to have to wind it up after this one, but maybe next time. Thanks for the offer. Okay, let's I don't know, should I shut the diagonal or should I test the resolve of the bishop to stay on this diagonal? I kind of want this knight here to support this pawn push to kick back this bishop. So I'll momentarily block in this bishop. Now this pawn is going to be pinned, so I have to pay attention to that. This will break the pin. I think I'll retreat the bishop to here probably, because it's loose on this square. Yeah, he's exploiting the fact that it's a loose piece. He's attacking this pawn. Okay, so pawn takes pawn, bishop takes, bishop check, king moves, and then he takes the pawn back. If I go here, he can take this pawn. Well, I don't have to move it right away. He's not threatening the bishop. I just wanted to move it. If I defend it, it's kind of a fork. He's also hitting this pawn. So queen here defends the pawn and attacks his pawn. I can move this knight to defend my bishop. I can move this knight to attack his bishop. There's different things I can do here. He can put his knight right in the center of my camp there, but I don't think that does too much damage. Well, Mr. Davik, he's got to think about this one. Anyway, since this is the last game, I just wanted to wrap this up by saying thanks everybody for watching, and also I'm going to be streaming. Without a set schedule. I don't really have a schedule at the moment, so it'll be kind of random streams. Okay, so I still can't take there. And I can't retreat. So let's chase this, chase that bishop away. So yeah, so next while I'll just do random streams on Twitch, and then I'll upload them on my YouTube channel too, so I have some contents for that, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, if he lets me take the bishop, then I can drop this bishop back, and then he'll have to move the knight. Although he could run into here. So maybe a better move would be to move this bishop knight next. Move this knight next, because then the queen would defend here and prevent his knight from coming in. Ah, so he did retreat. He retreated. He's hitting here, so let's take. Okay, so now let's bring a rook here. He was threatening to take this pawn, I guess. And my bishop was not yet defended. Now I can develop this knight. Yeah, Twitch notifies when you start anyway, yeah. So you'll get the notices whenever I find time to do it. It'll probably be random times for a while, and then hopefully I can get to a regular schedule eventually. So let's kick the queen. He was trying to put more pressure on my pawn, of course. His knight may be in a bit of trouble. I guess it could have gone here. If I poke the knight with a pawn, it could go here. But for now, this queen is going to have to move. Okay, let's drop back with the bishop. Been wanting to do that for a while. So the queen and the bishop were still triangulating on my bishop, so I couldn't push. It would get taken with check. I don't know if pushing is great or not, but I want to keep that option open here. Now I could just take that knight off. Anyway, let's develop a rook. Okay, so now I get to move my knight for free. A free knight move. Going once, going twice. Where do I want to go? Here. Here he can just take back. I push this first. Too much. He takes, I take, he takes, I take. Actually, I have control of that square. Let's try pushing there. Just trying to set up something here where this, yeah, my knight move would be useful. Looks like that didn't work. So we'll take here. And here, yeah, that was one of my ideas, was to lure the rook away from that square. Okay, so he's got, I should make sure I don't lose the queen, huh? I mean, make sure I don't lose the rook there. Yeah, so that's all well enough defended. So check here to here to here. Now what I'd like to do is force some kind of exchange. Guess we'll start here. Give up that pawn and force a queen trade. Because I think with my bishop I should be able to win against the two pawns. The two extra pawns. Well, that didn't work out the way I planned. What a pain. Okay, that was it. That's my last game. So anyway, I will see you guys. Like I said, I'll be streaming randomly. So just stay tuned, look for those notifications, and I'll see you later. Bye now.